Hi, YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere. It's SparkWithGeorgeToon.com. I'm back with another Monday morning mailbag. Get yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. Let's talk a little wet shaving and a few other things. What do you got this morning? I got a brand new coffee, courtesy of viewer Mark Williams. Mark, thank you very, very much. Hang on. This is wonderful, wonderful coffee. He recently wrote me and said, let me ask another question. Have you ever tried coffee from Black Rifle Coffee Company? If you haven't, I would like to send a sampler pack along for you to try. Well, I have not tried it. He very kindly sent a sampler pack along. Look what you get here in the sampler pack. Here it is right here. Look at this sampler pack. My gosh, look at this. Now, this is a veteran-owned coffee company, and it does have a military theme, and having family members in the military, I can very much appreciate this. This is marvelous, marvelous tasting coffee. Here is AK Espresso right here. This is a medium roast. I'm looking forward to trying that one. Here is Beyond Black right here, and of course, this is a dark roast. And the cup of coffee I had this morning is marvelous, marvelous, marvelous. Here is Just Black right here. This is a medium roast. I just love the theme of this coffee. I love the taste and the flavor. The one we're having this morning is Silencer Smooth. Yes, this is marvelous. It's a light roast, and it reads on the back, this light roast is perfect for the quiet professional. The precise roasting specifications bring out its sweet aroma, citrus notes, and a crisp finish. Absolutely. This is marvelous. Absolutely marvelous. And because it's veteran owned and it has an Army military kind of theme, that's why we're using the John from World War II mug right here. Absolutely fantastic. Wow. Thank you very much, Mark Williams. I really do appreciate it. We're going to be using this coffee in future Monday morning mailbags. Absolutely fantastic. And you know, the citrus notes, I knew I was going to use this, and the precise roasting, bring out its sweet aroma, citrus notes, and a crisp finish. Those words, citrus notes, inspired me to have a great shave. Did you have a great shave this morning? I hope you did. Before the cameras rolled, I had a shave. I used my Parker 78R again. What a fantastic razor. We've talked about this razor. Wonderful, wonderful razor. But I used Barbus this morning. What a great lather this made. I used the Cube 2.0 as pre-shave, and I used this along with a boar brush. My gosh, we'll be talking more about boar brushes later on the show. My gosh, what a fantastic, fantastic lather I got from Barbus. And it has that dry citrus kind of note, like a citronella. Boy, that's marvelous. But the lather that it made this morning was just absolutely fantastic. Really, really liked it. Barbus. I'll have a link to Big Dude Barbus and all things Barbus, so you can check that out. We always talk about them at the end of every episode. And really at the end of every video. Really, really fantastic, fantastic. And they pack so much in here. They give you so much. So we got great coffee, great shave soap, great shaving brush, a great razor. Wow, absolutely great. Great coffee mug, absolutely great. Hey, if you're taking me on your morning commute, thanks very much for the lift. I really do appreciate it. We got a great, great show. Wow, got a lot of stuff this morning to get to. So I'm really excited about the show. So let's get things underway right now. Before we get the show underway, it's only right and proper that I make mention of the passing of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. We have a lot of viewers across the pond in the United Kingdom and throughout the Commonwealth, and I just wanted to extend my deepest sympathies and condolences to all, and especially to the members of the royal family. What a remarkable lady she was. And I happened to read a book that really gave me a lot of inside baseball in regards to her life. It's called The Real Elizabeth, An Intimate Portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Andrew Marr. What a wonderful book. It was written on the occasion of her Diamond Jubilee in 2012. I read it several years later, but I learned so much more about Queen Elizabeth and a lot of interesting little details as well. For instance, she enlisted in the armed services during World War II and served as a mechanic on heavy military equipment. There she was, changing tires and servicing engines and that sort of thing. A mechanic. She did her part in defense of her country and in defense of freedom throughout the world. Really a remarkable, remarkable lady. And she also did a couple of other remarkable things that I just admired. For instance, after 9/11, she broke a 600-year-old tradition. I found this online as well. It's headlined, How 9/11 Caused Queen Elizabeth to Break a 600-Year-Old Royal Tradition. On September 12, Queen Elizabeth II made a request that broke a 600-year-old royal tradition. For centuries, the bands of the Household Division played music during the changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace and all the other royal palaces and castles. The music played during the ceremony has always been a mix of traditional British songs and popular music of the day. However, foreign national anthems are played for state visits in honor of foreign dignitaries. In an unprecedented show of solidarity, the Queen requested the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Wow, God bless her. That's marvelous. And I believe she also requested that it be done last year for the 20th anniversary of 9/11. So really a remarkable, remarkable lady. And again, my sincere condolences and deepest sympathies to everyone. She was just a great, great lady, and she will be missed, but she leaves a wonderful, wonderful legacy. So I thought it just proper that I mention that before we get the show underway. Okay, let's kick things off with a viewer morning shaving tip. Okay, this morning shaving tip comes from viewer Jacob Petrie. That's spelled P-I-T-R-E. I think it's pronounced Petrie. Jacob, I hope I pronounced your last name correctly. My apologies if I messed it up. I'm going to go with Petrie right now. Anyhow, Jacob wrote, Hi, Mark. I also love cella, but dislike the small container. Here's a helpful tip. I've scooped out all my cella and placed it in a sterling 6-ounce empty container. These containers are $3.10 for 6 ounces, but they do sell smaller containers. Fits perfect, still room for water to soak. Best part, it lathers faster and easier to the brush. I really hope this helps someone out as it did myself. Hey, Jacob, thanks very much for a great, great tip. Absolutely wonderful. Yeah, the cella containers can be rather small, especially if you're using a larger knot brush, like a 26, 28, or 30 millimeter size brush. Yeah, it could be a little bit of a challenge to get it in there and move it around. And moving this out to a larger container is very, very good. And buying an empty container from Sterling and then labeling yourself, great idea. However, you can also hang on to these containers after you use the soap, which is what I tend to do. Like I have this one here, Future Fiction, and it's empty. It's ready to go with some more Future Fiction or maybe another similar kind of soap, and I'll just relabel it. It's probably going to be Future Fiction, though. I'm going to put more Future Fiction in here because I like Future Fiction. But yeah, a great, great tip, and also a reminder that we can repurpose some of these containers after we're done with the shave soap. This one, Barbershop, love this. Yeah, as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to repurpose it. Again, probably put in more Barbershop shave soap from Sterling, but I can also put in something similar, a similar Barbershop-like scent, especially if it comes in a smaller container, or relabel it, put in, a cella, something like that. And you can see the difference in container size. Yeah, see that? Yeah, absolutely makes a difference. So great, great tip. Reminds us to repurpose some of these containers. Don't throw them out, repurpose them. Very, very usable. These are really, really well made, a lot of these plastic containers that contain these shave soaps. So hang on to them, repurpose them, and use them. If you have a smaller container, you want a little more room to load your brush, lather your brush, that sort of thing. Good. That's a really, really good idea. Also know that these are very, very functional too if you want to travel with them. Like this is, how many ounces is this? I don't think this is much. You know what? I don't think this is much more than 3 ounces, to be perfectly honest with you. I'll find out. It's not labeled here on the actual container, and it's worn off of the bottom to tell me. But I think it's about 3 ounces. So, I mean, the point is, though, it's small enough that you could put into your DOP kit and travel with it, too. There's that advantage, and use a smaller knot, like a 24 millimeter knotted brush. So that'll work, too. But you know what? 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, however you want to do it. Great, great tip, though, Jacob. Really do appreciate it. And to say thanks, for you and only you, an original signed George sketch. So please email me your snail mail address at mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and I will send this to you post haste. And if you out there would like an original signed George sketch, just send me a shaving tip. Send it to mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com. And if I use it on the shaving tips segment, you too can get an original signed George sketch. So thanks again, Jacob. Really, really do appreciate it. This morning we have an extra shave tip, and it comes from viewer Bart Bartlett. And he writes, "Hi Mark, you sent me a shaving tip sketch last year, but I wanted to pass along this tip I've been using for a while. I used to take a shave stick with me when I traveled, but lately I've gotten to where I enjoy using shave creams like Gillette Pure, Taylor of Old Bond Street, and G.O.F. Trumper, or even soft Cropes to face lather. I just take a small amount, about a teaspoon or so, and lightly smear it on my face and neck using my fingers. Then I use a wet synthetic brush, not dripping, to face lather, dipping the tip of the brush in the water as needed. I am able to generate a creamy face lather which leaves plenty in the brush for 2 more passes and pickups. So I no longer bother with shave sticks and simply take one of my favorite shave creams or Cropes when I travel. I imagine others have used this technique, but I wanted to pass it along. Have a great rest of the week. My regards, Bart." Bart, thanks for a really, really great shave tip. Lately, I have been doing something similar. I do a variation of that. Sometimes I'll take the shave cream like Gillette Pure, and I'll actually just take it and just put it right in the brush, and then go right, start face lathering right from the brush with the cream in there. That's another way you could do it. But your variation is very, very good as well. So I've seen some wet shavers take a little bit of the cream and dab on their face rather than spread it out. Dab on their face a little bit and then get their synthetic brush and whip it into a lather. Yeah, there are a lot of variations of this, but the initial tip is a very, very good one of taking some of the cream, smoothing on your face, taking the brush, the wet brush, not damp, and building a lather and adding water as you go. Absolutely fantastic, fantastic tip. Just another variation of doing the face lather that really does work. It works well. And I've done a few of those variations myself, and I can attest to the fact that, yeah, they make a really, really good lather, especially with a synthetic brush. So thanks very much for that tip, Bart. Really, really do appreciate it. We got some Shave Den talk this morning. This comes from viewer Leon Waxstein, also known as Supernova. And he writes, "Hi, Mark. Congratulations on the 8,000 subscribers." Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. "This might be helpful to some of your viewers who have limited space and have fallen into the rabbit hole of getting more shaving soaps than they ever will need. A hanging shoe organizer with pockets over the door can house several shave soap pucks or other shaving items. Also, I wanted to share, based on your question, if our dogs lay around in the shave den while shaving. In my case, if I do not close the door shut, my dog frequently pushes the door open with his head out of curiosity to see what I'm doing in there. Here are some pictures." That's awesome. That really is. "Have to be careful to shut the door completely so he can't enter, because he does even when I'm not shaving. Have a great week. Keep safe, and congratulations again, Leon," also known as Supernova. He also wrote back to say about these pictures of his dog opening up the door. He says, "The pictures of my dog opening the door out of curiosity while shaving, he usually does not enter, just watches me shave from outside. And the dog's name is Bailey, and I wanted to know if I could use those photos. And he said, sure. Bailey will be delighted to be part of the Monday Morning Bag video. Yeah, thanks very much for that. That's awesome. Great shave den tip with the shoe bag with all the pucks. What'd you call it again? You called it shoe organizer, shoe organizer, where you could put your shave soaps in there and your other shaving items. Absolutely great. We gave away something similar in the 8,000 subscriber giveaway. I didn't open it up, but that's, I believe, how that is configured. And you know what? Our winner, Charlie Wise. Charlie, if you could leave a message and confirm if that's what it is, please let us know. So yeah, thanks again for that, Leon. Really do appreciate the tip with the shoe organizer over the door for shaving soaps and other shaving items, and the really neat pictures of your dog wanting to see what's going on in there with the wet shave. Really do appreciate it. Thanks again very, very much. I wanted to give you an update on the 8,000 subscriber giveaway. As you already may know, Charlie Wise was our main winner. And he contacted me, and I sent the prizes to him, and he received them, and everything's great. Bug Chief was the winner of the Godfather Stonehenge razor and razor blades. I said that there was going to be a deadline of September 9th to contact me, otherwise it will be forfeited, and I will pull another name. Well, I haven't heard from him as of September 9th. I have not heard from him. And there's going to be a little bit of a grace period there between recording this video, editing it, and getting it posted on Monday. So right there is still a little bit of a window of opportunity for Bug Chief to get a hold of me. And I'll allow that. But if this gets posted on Monday morning and I still haven't heard from him, then the prizes are going to be forfeited and I will pull another name. So look for that this week if I haven't been contacted by this morning, Monday morning, the 12th. I realize that, people's schedules get kind of hectic and that sort of thing, but I wanted to put a 2-week limit on it because I didn't want the razor or these other prizes sitting here for months and months and months, and then maybe getting misplaced and, having them just not go to somebody. So, I thought 2 weeks was a good amount of period, a good period of time to contact me, get me your address so I can send the prize to you. I have not heard from Bug Chief. If you know who Bug Chief is, you know what? One more chance here, probably by midday or something like that. If I don't hear, then I'm probably going to do a new video this week and pull a name. If you don't see that video this week, that means that he contacted me in the 11th hour. But Bug Chief, I hope you hear this. I hope someone who knows Bug Chief contacts him and lets him know that this prize is still here awaiting him. I'm giving a little bit of a grace period. It's kind of the way I want to do it. Yeah, 2 weeks is more than enough time to contact me. Given the internet and how information soars around the world in just instantaneously, that sort of thing. Now, the 9,000 subscriber giveaway is coming up. I've announced this on Second Cup Podcast. If you happen to hear the Second Cup Podcast, then you got an early notice of what we're giving away. Beth Jones very, very kindly donated a Henson razor plus aggressive razor. Yeah, these were made special by Henson for a group of wet shavers. I don't think these are available anymore. I think Beth got one of the last ones. Here it is right here. An aggressive Henson razor. Check this out. Look at this right here. Isn't that beautiful? It's a gray color razor, and this is the plus aggressive razor. Thank you very, very much, Beth. We're going to be giving this away for the 9,000 subscriber giveaway. Absolutely beautiful. And of course, it comes with some blades right here, some of the RK blades right there. Absolutely beautiful. So my thanks to Beth Jones for this. Let me show you. This is the new design. It's the new head design. Let me show you what it looks like compared to the old one. Here's the old design right here. Look at that. How about that? Yeah. Yeah, and Beth writes, Henson plus aggressive. All of their razors going forward will have the new updated design, and they have narrowed the range of colors in the AL13 mild and medium. This has decidedly more blade feel, she writes, and they've refined the design. They've angled the corners and fully opened the drain slots. It's a beautiful, beautiful razor, As she says, all the razors going forward will have this updated design, and it's going to come in the following colors: aircraft aluminum, jet black, steel blue, tan, and copper. Now, this is gray. When I first saw it, I thought it was kind of a steel blue, but this is their gray color. This is not going to be available anymore in this color, and this razor is not going to be available anymore. So here it is, a plus aggressive Henson razor in gray. How rare is this? One lucky winner out there is going to win this razor when we do the 9,000 subscriber giveaway. So my sincere thanks to Beth Jones for donating this. This is absolutely a wonderful, awesome prize for the 9,000 subscriber giveaway. Thank you so much, Beth. I really do appreciate it. And folks, as I say, subscribe, share, tell everyone. The sooner we get to 9,000 subscribers, the sooner someone will win this. Thank you again, Beth Jones. I really do appreciate it. Okay, here's your weekly reminder for the Ohio Wet Shavers Meetup in Columbus, Ohio on Saturday, October 15th, 2022 from 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. I'll have links below where you can get more information and also where you can buy tickets. So again, that's the Ohio Wet Shavers Meetup, Saturday, October 15th, 2022, from 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. in Columbus, Ohio. I hope to see you there. Okay, this is just an update on our podcast, the Monday Morning Mailbag podcast. The Monday Morning Mailbag is available as a podcast on the following services. It's available via Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Google Podcasts. So if you use any of those podcast services to get your podcasts, just know that the Monday Morning Mailbag will be available there. So just do a search for Monday Morning Mailbag or Monday Morning Mailbag and More, which is the formal name, and you'll get all the episodes of the Monday Morning Mailbag as well as Second Cup episodes. So it should be all set. If you have any technical difficulties or any trouble getting those episodes, please drop me a line at mondaymailbag@gmail.com and we'll look into it. My thanks to viewer Brian Harding, who originally suggested the Monday Morning Mailbag in podcast format and also did a great deal of work and research in helping me get this set up. His assistance was invaluable. Brian, thank you very, very much. So there it is again, folks. The Monday Morning Mailbag and Second Cup episodes in podcast format, available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and Google. I'll also provide the links below. So thanks again, Brian, and thanks to everyone else who is sharing and subscribing to the podcast. I sure hope you enjoy those episodes. What do you know? Coffee's getting low. That time of the show. Let's go back for a refill. Okay, I hope you went back for a refill. I sure did. You can see my mug is all lit up again. I got a fresh, nice, hot cup of coffee. And again, this Black Rifle Coffee Company, this Silencer Smooth is absolutely awesome. Really, really, really. I will have a link to them. And my thanks again to Mark Williams. By the way, Mark Williams also offered to donate a large bag of Black Rifle coffee as part of the 9,000 subscriber giveaway. Thank you very much, Mark. Going to take you up on that. These coffees are absolutely wonderful. So look for that also to be in the prize package as well. So thank you again, Mark. Really do appreciate it. Again, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. Great to see you again. one more time, if you're taking me on your morning commute, thanks very much for the lift. Really do appreciate it. Got a few comments here in refill this morning. Mark Bagwell said, I can tell you why the lids on the pill bottles are flippable. One side is childproof and the other side isn't. So people with arthritis who have trouble with childproof locks have an alternative. I never knew this. Thanks very much for that, Mark. Stan Chapman said, reversible pill bottle caps are to make them childproof when needed. Press tab on side to unlock before turning to open, or turn them over to make them easier to open for like seniors who have arthritic conditions in their hands. I never knew. Glenn Martin said, the reason the caps are reversible is because one way they lock and are childproof, the other way around, they just screw in and don't lock. The just screw in way is much easier to open, especially if you have arthritis or issues involving dexterity. Andrew Hill, great Monday morning mailbag as usual. Nice idea about using pill bottles for brush storage. And by the way, the bottle tops flip so a person with arthritis can get the tops off easier. You flip them and they no longer are child safe, but easy open. As always, a very nice Shave Gear segment. Have a great week, Andrew. Andrew, thank you very, very much. Uncle L Shaves checked in and he wrote, love the Monday morning mailbag videos. Just a couple of suggestions. One, you make a list of time markers in your description. However, you don't have a 0000 startup marker or a 0 startup marker. That's 00:00. A 0 startup marker. If you put a startup marker, then YouTube will create markers on the video automatically. I never knew that. I'm going to try that. Thank you very much, Uncle L Shaves. Never knew that. Going to try that with this video. So with this video, you will see the 0 marker to kick things off. Number 2, in regards to bowl lathering and pressing soap in the bottom, if you find your brush eats up all the soap and lather, like a big badger, try starting out with a small pile of soap in the center of the bowl. A convenient way to add water accurately is to use a syringe without its needle. I use a 20 milliliter one. As for scoop size, my rule of thumb is to use a half teaspoon measure for soft soaps and quarter teaspoon for hard. Good suggestion given in regards to marking the optimal results on the bottom of the soap container. Keep the great content coming. Thank you very much, Uncle L Shaves. Really do appreciate it. And thanks for the measuring tip and the scoop tip and that sort of thing. Really appreciate that. Bob Leroux wrote, regarding Brut, he's talking about the European version of Brut in the glass bottle. Regarding Brut, I wish Clubman Pinot came in a glass container. It's my favorite aftershave. Yeah, Clubman Pinot comes in a glass, a plastic container like this. What I do is I use Avon Wild Country. I like Avon Wild Country. And I've always said Avon Wild Country is kind of in the ballpark with Clubman Pinot. Kind of in the ballpark. Not exactly, kind of in the ballpark. So I like this, and I just take my Clubman and I put it into this bottle right here. And there it is. And you know what? The sticker will come off of this round part here, so I can, maybe I can take part of this right here and put that on there so I know it's Clubman, or create a label on my computer publishing program, my desktop publishing program, and put something there. Something like that. But that's what I do, because the Avon Wild Country bottles are glass. So you can buy Wild Country for, I think, $10 from Avon. I'll link to it. It's one of my favorite aftershaves. I like it a lot. It's great, basic aftershave. Love it. And it's one of those aftershaves like Brut. Seems to go with anything, any kind of shave soap to wrap up your shave. It really is very, very good. But again, like I say, the scent is kind of in the ballpark with Clubman Pinot. So I don't have to, there goes the plastic bottle. One advantage of plastic bottle, it won't shatter. Okay, that was a plastic bottle that fell. It's kind of in the same ballpark, So I don't worry about washing out these bottles or anything like that. Once they're out, I just kind of open up the cap, let them air dry, and then, then put the panneau in there, the Clubman panneau. And that's kind of how I do it. I'm going to do that more and more often. I just did it to set up this video today. I thought, oh, gee whiz, I got to take it out of the container and put it in there. That's why there's not much there, because, let me get the bottle, because I've been using this one out of a plastic container. And Bob, your question reminded me, like, oh man, I've got to put some in there. So all I did before cameras rolled, is all I did, because, how do you get it in there? All I did was just this opening here and this opening here. And this is kind of a built-in stopper here, right? All I did was just take this and just like this, and it seemed to fit in very, very well and just fell right into the bottle there. Okay? And at one point when it didn't go, I just tilted a little bit and just kind of dripped out and just fell right in there. So it did a pretty good job of getting dispensed from here to here. And your comment reminded me that, hey, you know what? I got to do that. I got these great, I had been doing it and I stopped doing it, and I'm going to do it again because of your comment. Now, if anybody knows of any kind of funnel that'll work in something like this and kind of speed up the process, let me know, because I've been looking for one, and I know that there are some funnels out there, and I don't think I have anything that fits. I'm going to double check and see if I have something. Viewer Rodney Ripplinger sent me something. I'm going to get those and see if those little funnels fit, but I'm not sure. But if you know of a specific kind of funnel that works so you can transfer, from here to here, please comment below, let us know. We'll also use that in the new shaving gear segment. So thanks very much for that comment, Bob. Really do appreciate it. Viewer Schalfer wrote, great tip on the amount of water for creating lather. I follow essentially the same technique: scooping soap, spreading it out in the bowl, squeezing the brush into the bowl, and then whisking the lather. All directions as mentioned. And key, add several teaspoons of water using my wooden soap scoop, more than I originally used when starting out. Bottom line, good artisan soaps require a lot of water to make a good, slick, cushioning lather. I do agree with that. I know that, Future Fiction, CK6, these kinds of shave soaps from Phoenix Shaving, they like water a lot. They really, really do. There's one shave soap that I have reviewed, that I use, that I absolutely love using because it kind of gets me into that yesteryear kind of vibe. That is Pere Lucien. This is the Bay Rum and also the Italian barbershop scent. Boy, these are great. I like these soaps. First of all, I like them because of the container. It's got that yesteryear kind of vibe to it. But this shave soap, you need to load the brush for a good minute. You need to load the brush. I'll do a face lather with this soap. You need to load that brush for a good minute. Dip back into the water. Keep loading, dip back in the water, keep loading, keep loading, keep loading. And after a minute, and I set a timer. I set my timer on my Amazon Echo device. And when that alarm goes off, then I know I'm ready to do my face lather. And boy, do you get a wonderful, wonderful lather from these shave soaps. I just love that process. Now, the big difference between these shave soaps and say the CK6 or even the Sterling is that amount of brush load. With the CK6, I'm not loading that long at all. I'm just doing a little bit like this, and then boom, I've got lather. It's amazing. With these soaps, you really have to load the brush, but boy, you get rewarded with a really, really nice lather. I call these my Sunday morning shave soaps because, Sunday morning, you got the time to do it. It's a nice leisurely Sunday morning. You just kind of you're in the moment. You're loading your shaving brush. You're taking that extra minute to do it. It's wonderful. It's great. So really, I recommend these shave soaps. These are really, really, really terrific. So if you get a chance, check them out. I will link to these below, because they are really very, very good. The scents are great, and boy, they make some really, really great lather. Kind of a yesteryear kind of shave soap experience. I like that a lot. Terry Mickelson wrote, superb comparison of these razors, Mark. Your reviews are robust, dynamic, and most importantly, impartial, which we all really appreciate. Just received my 78R satin chrome today via the U.S. Post Service. Your review last week, as I could not source it in the UK. Loaded up with a feather blade and lathered up with some Goodfellas Amber Fougere. Resulted in one of the best evening shaves that I have had in recent times. The 78R has now become one of my go-to favorites. Wow, you went overseas to get this razor. I'm so glad you got it, and I'm so glad that it is performing well for you and giving you some really, really wonderful shaves. Because, yeah, I like this razor a lot. Before this show, I used this razor, and it did an absolutely wonderful, wonderful job. Again, I happen to use Barbus. It just created a great lather, and this razor really, really delivered a wonderful, wonderful close shave. 2 passes, and I was ready to go. And boy, what a terrific shave it delivered. It really is a terrific, terrific razor. Love the slim profile of the razor head, and just a solid razor. Yeah, so a lot of buzz going on in the wet shaving world about the 78R. It really is a terrific razor. So Terry, I am so very happy that you like the razor, considering that you went through some extra steps to get it to your front door. So that's wonderful to hear, and I'm so glad about that. And thank you very much for the kind words regarding the reviews and the channel. Really do appreciate it. And that's it for this week's refill. Thanks very much to everyone who contributed. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's check out some new shaving gear. Okay, from Phoenix Shaving, it'll be released very, very soon. Ciderhouse 5, this will be 10 years that they've released this autumn favorite. This is an absolutely wonderful, wonderful scent. Absolutely, Ciderhouse, that's the scent. Absolutely wonderful. I go to get fresh apples in the autumn season from Sage's. They're farming, their apple farm over there. You get apples and sweet corn and that sort of thing, but they sell a specific kind of apple called Honeycrisp, which is absolutely wonderful. And walking in there, that's what this scent reminds me of. It's just fantastic. A wonderful, wonderful autumnal scent. Now, I bought this puck last year. There's plenty there. And the thing is that it's a year old, and that scent the vibrancy of that scent is still there. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And I also have the aftershave splash and the star jelly, and both of these are still very, very good and have that vibrant scent there as well. Absolutely fantastic, fantastic. So when it drops, I will link it. I'll add the link to this video in the description. Hopefully maybe it'll drop before this Monday morning mailbag airs, and you'll have the link right there. But keep a watch out for it, because it is going to be dropping. Doug Smythe said that it is dropping, and they got a lot of new stuff coming out. They got some new fragrances and scents that they're going to be introducing, and they have some scents that are going to be returning. So they got a lot of stuff coming out this fall. But just wanted to note, Ciderhouse 5, absolutely fantastic, fantastic scent. It'll be dropping sometime soon. Stay tuned. It's wonderful. Viewer Beth Jones passed along some information regarding the launch of Affogato shave soap from Hoffman's Shave and Soap Company. Now, this launched this past Thursday night at about 7 o'clock. That would have been September 8th, this last Thursday night. But here's the information as it was released. It says, Affogato is officially launching tonight. That would have been last Thursday. This coffee and cream scent is truly dynamite. Not too overpowering, but it definitely gets you there. We are introducing our new beef tallow base, which is super slick. We also are introducing a new witch hazel aftershave splash. It's a very soothing splash. I'm pretty proud how this came out We hope you enjoy the vision. It's truly my honor. And of course, Robert goes on to say that the live drop was that night, September 8th at 7 p.m. They were taking pre-orders, and they said those pre-orders have been pretty steady. So I'll get a link to Hoffman Shave and Soap Company so you can check out the Affogato. And he goes on to say, P.S. Dogfight and Rio Grande are coming up fast. Keep an eye out. Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. So new shave soap from Hoffman Shave and Soap Company. We mentioned it in the previous Monday morning mailbag, but it's officially launched. So again, I'll have links to it. Check it out. Now, Ron Wright also added this. So much great stuff. That Affogato shave soap caught my attention. In case you don't know, an affogato is a coffee ice cream treat. The word affogato is Italian for to drown. So the treat is a scoop of 2 vanilla ice creams in an 8-ounce cappuccino cup. Then a 2-ounce espresso shot is brewed over top of it. Hence, the ice cream is drowned in espresso. It's a wonderful treat. We sell a bunch of them in our cafe. Have a great week. Thanks very much for that, Ron. That's great. And again, I'll get you the link to Ron's cafe. So if you're in the area, you can visit it. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you very, very much, Ron, for that information regarding Affogato. And thank you, Beth Jones, for the information regarding the Affogato launch. Thanks again, folks. Really do appreciate it. Viewer Mark Bagwell has been telling us about the European version of Brut, and it's wonderful. Well, they also make an EDT in the same fragrance, the same scent, and here it is. And Mark Bagwell very, very kindly sent it along, and here it is right here. Isn't that beautiful? Same kind of bottle. Isn't that marvelous? Look at that. The European version of Brut in an EDT. There's a spray applicator right there. Absolutely marvelous. Same great Brut scent that you get from the aftershave, but it's an EDT. Absolutely fantastic. And he wrote, I'm not really an EDT user, so it'll last, but it's a quality product. Absolutely. The scent is great. Absolutely marvelous. I sampled this. It's terrific. It's the same as this. Man, these two are going to go together wonderfully post-shave for your post-shave. Absolutely. Nothing cheap about the European Brut. I agree. Absolutely top shelf. I'm happy with it and will recommend it to anyone who uses an EDT. That's right. Now, I have not used an EDT in years and years and years and years, and I really don't know how to apply it. So I asked Mark, and he wrote back and said, you asked me how to apply. I saw where women will spray an EDT into the air and then walk into it. I might see how that goes. I see where Brut also has the Oceans, Sport, and Musk in EDTs. I'm not much of an EDT user, but I'll send the links in case you want to include for the show. Well, I absolutely want to include for the show, and I'll have those links below, folks. I believe I talked about this in the second cup broadcast. So if you want those links, just get over to the podcast, and they should be there, if I recall correctly. Mark continues, I don't know a great deal about EDTs, but here's what I did, and it seemed to work. I sprayed it in the palm of my hand and then applied it like a cologne. It worked pretty well. Well, that's another way you could do it, I guess. However, Beth Jones checked in regarding the air spray method, and here's what she wrote. One more thing, to viewer Mark Bagwell, who advised to spray the fragrance into the air and then walk through it. I would add this comment. That's a method that I am sure most folks may not know about, but I read about this method in a women's beauty advice column in the mid-1950s, and it results in a lighter application of the fragrance on the hair, skin, and clothing. Very good advice indeed. Well, you know what? Thank you, Beth. Thank you, Mark, for that tip about spraying into the air. That's the way I am going to apply this so it doesn't become overpowering. It just lightly falls on you. Absolutely great tip on that. And that's the way I'm going to do it, folks. I will link both of these products. They're absolutely wonderful. And again, the great thing is glass bottle, European version of Brut is absolutely wonderful. The aftershave and now the EDT. My thanks to Mark Bagwell. Thank you very, very much. And Beth, thank you for confirming the air spray method. Really, really do appreciate it. Thanks so much. Well, Earlier in the show, I said we were going to be talking about boar brushes, and you saw me hold the Omega boar brush. In a previous Monday morning mailbag, I mentioned how Mark Bagwell really liked Omega brushes. Now, he likes Omega brushes, but he really likes the Zenith boar brush. He wrote me and said, try a Zenith, you won't go back to an Omega. Well, he wrote about the Zenith 80R boar brush, and he says it's the best $9.99 brush you will ever own. Here's a quick review he sent along. The 80R has a plastic handle that is very comfortable in your hand. The knot is a densely packed 26 millimeter boar knot that must be made of mostly top hair. Most people have heard of top hair, but don't know exactly what that means. Companies like Semogue list how much top hair is in a brush. The term top refers to where the hair on the animal comes from. Hair from the top of the animal is softer and more pliable. Hair from underneath is stiffer and is used as filler for cheap boar brushes. So the more top hair a brush has, the better the knot. We've all seen boar brushes that never softened no matter how much you worked it. This is why. This brings us back to the 80R. Mine is broken in and is as soft as any boar brush I own, and it works up a great lather. One use with a Zenith 80R, and there is no doubt it's got to be mostly top hair, and that's unheard of at this price point. And something else I like about Zenith brushes, they are a family-owned and operated company, and they put the love in all their brushes. And to think you can get all this for $9.99 is unbelievable. And that price includes the shipping. You can't go wrong with the 80R. It will be the best $10 brush you'll ever buy. Wow, the Zenith 80R. Thanks for clearing that up, Mark. Thanks for recommending the Zenith 80R. Folks, I'll have a link below where you can get one if you're interested. $10 for a boar brush, and it sounds like it's mostly top hair. Yeah, I'm intrigued. I hope you are too. So I'll have a link below where you can get your very, very own. Mark, thanks very, very much for passing that along and clarifying your love of the Zenith boar brush, the Zenith 80R. Thanks very much. Viewer Robert Dahlia also checked in regarding Zenith boar brushes. He concurs with Mark Bagwell. He wrote, you should try Zenith boar brushes. I have both Omega and Zenith. Omega is amazing for value, but Zenith just has a softer, much easier to break in boar brush at any price point. There's a website called The Gentle Shave that imports Zenith brushes. They also carry Zenith Badger and horsehair brushes. Definitely give them a look. This is the only U.S. site I know of that has a good selection. Now, I'll provide the link below that Robert sent along. Thank you very much for that, Robert. They have boar, badger, and horsehair brushes. I probably have 6 Zenith brushes and 5 Omega brushes. Wow, that's really terrific. Now, Robert also is the viewer who recommended the Parker 56R razor. So thanks again for the recommendation on this razor. Robert, really do appreciate it. It's a fantastic razor. Like it a lot. And thanks again also for recommending the Zenith boar brush and also the Zenith brushes in general. Now, he goes on to say, this was actually my most recent shave. I bought some Brut from the link you provided. I also used a Best Badger Zenith brush for this shave and used ivory bar soap because I read it was a common shaving soap in the 1900s. It definitely works well as a shaving soap. Wow, that's great to hear, Robert. Thanks very, very much for that, that look into your morning shave. Absolutely outstanding. But again, the Zenith brushes, I'm sure everyone's intrigued. I'm very intrigued about the 80R boar brush. But folks, they also offer horsehair brushes and badger brushes. So I'll have that link below as well as the one that Mark Bagwell is providing. So thanks very much for the information, Robert. Really do appreciate it. Viewer Alex Lopez very kindly followed up in regards to this case he sent along. Now, he provided us with the number 4 base plate for the Blackland era razor. I had a number 3 plate on this razor, and it did a fine job, but boy, the number 4 plate was awesome. Well, he very kindly sent the number 4 plate, and he placed it in this case right here. And that's how it came. And I happen to remark, but boy, this is a nice little case. You could put all your base plates in this case if you have a Blackland era razor or a Rockwell 6S and you want to take some of the plates along when you travel. Absolutely fantastic, fantastic little case. And I wasn't sure where he got this case. I thought it might be a case for the Yaki travel razor. And Alex followed up and confirmed that yes, it is. He said, wanted to mention that the Yaki case I sent you was from a Yaki Dock travel razor I had purchased. The case had been sitting in my drawer, so I'm glad you can put it to good use. So there you are, folks. I'll link the Yaki travel razor with this case below. I believe it's available on AliExpress. I think it's about $20. So if you're interested in a really, really nice case and you'll get a travel razor with it for about $20, check this out from AliExpress. And thanks again, Alex, for confirming that my hunch was correct, that it was a case for the Yaki travel razor. Thanks very much, Alex. Really appreciate it. Speaking of Blackland era razors, Beth Jones very kindly sent along a link to a YouTube video from Blackland era razors where they talk about some of the new offerings that are coming out this fall. Now, I'll provide the link below, but the description says Blackbird TI open comb, new Blackbird finishes, an old friend returns, a new razor in development, and plenty more. Now, it's about an 8.5 minute video. I'll let you go up there and take a look at it and get all the details right from the horse's mouth. Thanks very much to Beth Jones for supplying that link. Really, really do appreciate it. Blackland era razors, new stuff coming from them. Okay, Tim Whitcup sent this along. This is a little bit of a buyer beware. And he says very sarcastically, what a deal. Yeah, this is the Assured razor that's available at the Dollar Tree for about $1.25. And here on Amazon, they want almost $5 for it. So, you know, a little bit of price gouging going on from what Tim is saying right here. And yeah, so I just wanted to make you aware of that. You can get this razor at the Dollar Tree for about $1.25. Don't spend $5 for it on Amazon. Yeah, a little bit of price gouging going on there. Buyer beware. Tim, thanks very much for the heads up on this. Really do appreciate it. Viewer Julio Serrano Cassiano sent me a picture of his latest haul from Italian Barber, and one razor caught my eye. And I asked him what that was, and he said it's the Focus R48 Dynamic Single Edge Safety Razor. I looked it up, and wow, it's $54. It looks like a really neat razor. I thought I'd pass it on to you, so thanks to Julio for providing the photo. Since it's single edge September, thought this would be a nice item to include in the Monday morning mailbag. It's a single edge blade, 2-piece model, crafted with lightweight aluminum. Spring mount keeps razor head positioned at 25-degree angle. Grooved handle for optimal comfort and precision. Updated version with blade positioning facilitated by the reference pins, red and black models only. Takes double edge safety blades snapped in half. Now this is key. Manufactured half blades are not compatible, just so you know. With this razor, manufactured half blades are not compatible. Just snap a DE blade in half. 100% aluminum, stainless steel hardware, $54. Just wanted to pass that on to you for Single Edge September in case you're interested. Julio, thank you very much for passing that along. Really do appreciate it. My thanks again to viewer Beth Jones for the heads up on this one from the folks at Spearhead. They have a blog post. I will link to the blog post. Here's what it says. Coming soon, new scent in a new base. Shortly after we launched Seaforth Heather and Spiced, work began on a special scent from the Seaforth universe, Black Watch. It has taken some time to bring Black Watch to life, almost 2 years, but we're getting close to the finish line. Black Watch was a special chapter in the Seaforth story. It had lofty ambitions to take the brand in an upscale direction. It was a more sophisticated scent, suited for day or night, and there was a strong emphasis on the cologne version rather than simply aftershave. To keep the brand exclusive, Black Watch was only sold in luxury stores. It dropped the Seaforth name from the packaging so Black Watch could develop into a standalone brand. Black Watch has that look of quality everyone instantly recognizes, with a refreshing feel and subtle fragrance that immediately speaks culture, distinction, and worldliness. Look no further, there just isn't anything finer. That's coming out soon, so look for that as well from the folks at Spearhead, Black Watch. Beth, thank you very much for the heads up on this and passing along the information. Folks, I will link the blog post where you can read this information and get some additional information up there. Look for it. It's coming soon. Really sounds wonderful. Thank you again, Beth. Really do appreciate it. Okay, quick update. Here it is. Black Watch will release on Tuesday, October 4th, 2022 at noon Eastern. It will be available in EDT, shaving soap, aftershave splash, aftershave toner, which is alcohol-free, and bath soap. The aftershave splash has alcohol. The aftershave toner is alcohol-free. It's got a bath soap, an EDT, shaving soap. Wow, absolutely fantastic. Mark your calendars. Black Watch releasing on Tuesday, October 4th, 2022 at noon. All right, I'll link it again. That's the update. Black Watch. My thanks again to Beth Jones for the information. In a previous Monday morning mailbag, we talked about some plating services out there that can really just breathe new life into a vintage Gillette Slim, Fat Boy, Super Speed, that sort of thing. Here is a vintage Gillette Slim that I had gun coated by the folks at North Shore Razors. They did an absolutely remarkable job. But if you want to use a plating service for nickel plating, rhodium, gold plating, there are a lot of great options out there. There's razorplate.com and a gentleman named Chris Evett who does some wonderful work. Razor Emporium does some wonderful work, Backroads Gold, and of course, North Shore Razors. Well, Al Spencer wrote and said, here are the before and after pictures that I just received from Razor Emporium. The Slim was in pretty good shape before, but wow, after zooming in, it really shows the difference. Al, yeah, that is absolutely remarkable, the work that Razor Emporium did in replating that vintage Gillette Slim that you sent them, Al. Wow, absolutely great. You're right. It looked fine in the before pictures, but boy, those after pictures are amazing. They did some really spectacular work there. Al also added another nice thing about Razor Emporium is that they send emails with every step of the process. That's fantastic. So you know where your razor is in the process and how it's coming along. Fantastic. But that looks absolutely beautiful. And again, folks, if you have a vintage Slim, a vintage Fat Boy, a vintage Super Speed, and you're thinking maybe you want to have it replated, maybe upgrade a little bit, maybe there's some brassing on it, that sort of thing. Check out razorplate.com, razoremporium.com, backroadsgold.com, or if you want gun coating, northshorerazors.com. Just absolutely excellent services that do some really remarkable work to some of these vintage razors that are out there. And you know what? These razors have lasted for, 60, 70 years. When you have them replated and upgraded like that, they're going to last another 60, 70 years. They'll be handed down to another 2-3 generations down the road. So thanks again for that, Al. Really do appreciate it. Beth Jones checked in once more. This time it's a deal from Bullgoose Shaving. And she wrote, just got this from Bullgoose Shaving. September is SE Razor Month. Save 25% on all single edge razors through the rest of the month when you use coupon code SE25 at checkout. That's coupon code capital S, capital E, 25, SE25 at checkout. If you're looking for a smooth and efficient shave, you cannot go wrong with either the Asylum RX or the Asylum Injector Razor. Take advantage of this deal while you can. There it is, folks. The month of September is SE Razor Month at Bullgoose Shaving. 25% off on all single-edge razors. Beth, thank you very much for the information. And that wraps up another new shaving gear segment for this week. Really do appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who contributed. Some really, really great stuff and great deals. Folks, thanks very much. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's get to some of these questions and comments. Viewer CG Retired wrote, "Good day to you, Mark. I just finished this week's Monday morning mailbag. Thank you so very much." Well, you're very welcome. Thanks very much, CG. "This morning you mentioned something about riding the head of the safety razor in order to adjust the angle of attack on your skin. Thank you for the advice because I had one of the most aggressive shaves ever this weekend, and the razor honestly frightened me to the point of never wanting to try it again. The razor in question is the Gem Micromatic Open Comb." Now I've got that right here. This is the razor he's talking about right here, the Gem Micromatic Open Comb. "I had to stop the shave and finish the other side of my face with the Gem Micromatic Solid Bar model instead." I think you're speaking of the clog proof. Clog proof right here. This is the clog proof. Yeah, and it's not quite as aggressive as the open comb. Also aggressive, but usable. What did I do wrong? Mark, have you or any of your viewers comfortably used the Gem Micromatic Open Comb razor? Should I simply give up on this razor, or should I give it another try by using the riding the head technique? Wow, this thing is scary. Well, the riding the head technique is really meant for a double edge safety razor. That is meant to be used on the against the grain pass going south to north. And what you're doing is, as you're doing that, you're just riding the cap here a little bit, minimizing the exposure of the blade, kind of softening the attack, so to speak, with that blade if you're doing a third pass. That's what riding the cap is. These razors are not meant to be used at a 30-degree angle. These razors are meant to be used flat against the skin, like this, flat against the skin. Okay, like a straight razor. The nickname of this is straight razor on a pole because you're holding it, and you're holding it in approximately the same angle as a straight razor. The other thing that you should be doing with this razor is using an extremely light touch, very, very light touch. If you're using a light touch with your DE razor, I mean, use this even lighter. Absolutely. It's a very, very light touch. Very, very light touch. So the technique really is very different from a DE razor. Now, I've called this razor the best kept secret in wet shaving, and it is because you can find these at a very affordable price, like $5 and $10. And they do give very, very good shaves, provided you really are very, very strict with the technique. And I've used these razors, and I find that they give me a very, very good shave. However, I really have to be strict with that technique. Now, I like using double-edge razors. So I like going from a double-edge razor to a single-edge razor and back. And I just find that it's a little difficult to do that with these razors because I really have to adjust the technique. And yes, I agree with you. This open comb from Gem Micromatic is aggressive. It's a little too aggressive for me. It's not quite as aggressive as the clog proof, but this can be aggressive for some users as well. I have found two other Gem Micromatics that are a little milder, a little more agreeable, especially to my face. One is known as the flying wing or the bull tip, right? Looks like a flying wing there, looks like a bull tip there. And right here, they have the magic eye right here. This was a marketing gimmick. They put that little magic eye there, and they were telling their shavers, their customers, press that against your skin, and you'll have the perfect shaving angle. Yeah, that's the shaving angle right there. Light, light, light touch. Another one that is very, very mild is the pedestal, the Gem pedestal. because it looks like a little pedestal here, and it has a flip top like that. This one was mild as well. But again, you really have to hold that technique. For me, it does give me a nice shave, but it can be awkward going from a DE razor at 30 degrees, trying to come back to this kind of a razor. Now, I've done a shave recently with the Gem Micromatic, and I've been editing the review in between things. And of course, I have some other reviews that kind of got in the way that I put ahead of that. So I have to complete that video review and get that posted and get that completed so you can see that shave. And there are other reviews I have used with these razors, but I admit I use this razor far and few between because of the dramatic change in technique that is required. I suppose that if I were to use this razor day in and day out, I would hone the technique and it would become automatic, and I would probably get some really, really good shaves. But because I don't do that, well, you know what? I really have to be more aware of it, is what I'm saying. Now, since we're in Single Edge September, this is a really good, affordable razor. Like I say, you can get them for $5 and $10, provided you use that very, very, very light touch and you hold it flat against the face and not at a 30-degree angle. If you're holding it at a 30-degree angle, yeah, you're going to get a horrible, horrible shave. But if you hold it flat against the face, much like a straight razor, yeah, you'll get a really, really nice shave. But you really have to hold that technique. The razor I like, the single edge razor that I absolutely love, is the Supply SE single edge injector razor. And they also offer the same kind of marketing approach. They say you just take the Supply name here that's in the razor head right here and just hold that against your face, and now you have the perfect shaving angle. This is automatic. They say built like a tank, drives like a Tesla. Absolutely, it's automatic. Once you do this, you get some absolutely beautiful, beautiful smooth shaves. And the thing I like about this razor is two things. The nick stop technology right here, and that fin guard really does reduce nicks and cuts. And the other thing I like is I can go from a DE razor on Monday and use this on a Tuesday, and I'm not modifying my technique that much. I mean, I am holding it at this angle here, but for some reason, this is so intuitive, I'm able to find that angle, and it's wonderfully smooth, beautifully close, wonderfully efficient. It really is a fantastic, fantastic razor. So I could use this on Monday, this DE razor on Monday. I could use the SE razor, the Supply SE on Tuesday. Go back to this on Wednesday. Go back to this on Thursday. Use the double edge on Friday. Use the Supply SE on Saturday. And really not miss a beat. I'm just, my technique is not that drastically different between these two razors. There's something about this Supply SE razor. This is probably the best injector razor, the best single edge razor I have ever used. It's just so intuitive, and it's so agreeable to my technique going from a double edge razor to single edge razor. And the other thing is I use this Supply SE single edge razor for my head shaves. That's how wonderful it is. I use it for face shaves. I use it for head shaves. I have yet to use a Gem Micromatic for a head shave. I wouldn't know how to approach this for a head shave, to be perfectly honest with you. I just think that the required technique would be too awkward for a head shave. Maybe there are some wet shavers that have done that. If you're a wet shaver and you've been able to do a head shave with the Gem Micromatic, please comment below and let me know. But really, CG, it requires a different kind of technique, a different kind of approach. A lot of wet shavers love these razors. You can go up to some forums where they talk about SE razors, and a lot of wet shavers will talk about these Gem Micromatic razors and how much they love them. But it requires a different technique and a different approach. If you really want, my recommendation, if you really want a single edge razor that will give you a great shave, no muss, no fuss, check out the Supply SE single edge injector razor. These blades also are superior. These are terrific, terrific blades. Their black label blades are wonderful. They give a smooth, close shave. No doubt about it. Love this razor, and you know what? I would definitely check it out. I'll have links below to the Supply website where you can get a Supply SE or their Adjustable Pro, which is also very, very good. Like the razor a lot. But yeah, if you don't want to attempt to use the Gem Micromatic, again, no one's going to fault you. Set it aside. Check out a Supply SE or just stick to a double-edged razor. But yeah, the Gem Micromatics, it's a different technique. It's a different approach. And you really have to be aware of your technique when you're first using it. So I hope that answers your question. And riding the cap does not come into play with the Gem Micromatic at all. That's just for a double-edged razor. CG Retired, I hope that answers your question. Thanks very much for the question. I really do appreciate it. Viewer Q Shun Ping, I believe that's the name. That's how it translated in Google Translate. Anyhow, he wrote about the Trac 2 razor that I had reviewed. And here it is right here. This came from the Franklin Toiletry Company. I found this in my late father's shaving gear. Here it is right here. It's a solid head, and it was made for the Trac 2 cartridge razor. He wrote here, it is known that the universal handle of this Trac 2 was ODM. I believe that means Original Design Manufacturer, made by the Taiwanese company Evernice in the 1970s to the 1980s. Avon, Colonel Conk, and Old Spice used to sell the razor under their own brands. Well, again, this one came from the Franklin Toiletry Company. And I happened to find it amongst my late father's shaving gear. I put a Trac 2 razor cartridge on here, 2 blades, and it gave a really nice shave. It's a fixed head, and I was really impressed with it. And as I've mentioned before, I like cartridges with 3 or less blades in them if I'm going to use a cartridge razor for a shave. So this is a Trac 2. So this was this was not a bad shave at all. It was really kind of neat to kind of venture into this area because the double-bladed cartridges were the first on the market that kind of got the momentum going for cartridge razors. And we know where we are with them now, which is why a lot of folks are coming back to the traditional wet shave with a single-edge, double-edge razor. So yeah, but it's nice to explore this and see what's available. And I'm surprised. I think Dad got this in like 1980, 1981, something like that. And I'm just surprised that the cartridge blades, cartridge heads are still available for this, and you can still shave with it. So that was really, really neat. And I believe that Colonel Conk does sell this style razor handle out there on Amazon. I will find it and I will link it below if you're interested in getting something like this. It has nice weight. It's a fixed head, so you are adjusting a little bit for the cartridge head, even though those blades are at a fixed angle. But yeah, it delivered a nice shave. Also, check out my review of it. I really enjoyed the shave, and it was nice to use again, it was nice to use another piece of shaving equipment that my late father had in his shaving gear. So that's primarily why I used it. But I was really surprised at how nice of a shave it gave me for a cartridge razor. Again, if I use a cartridge razor, I like to use 3 or fewer blades. We've talked about some of the single-edge cartridge razors that are out there that are just perfect for throwing in a DOP kit and traveling with because they meet the TSA requirements and that sort of thing. But this was nice. This was nice to use because it belonged to my late father. And thanks for the information regarding the background on that. Again, Colonel Conk has a handle, looks almost like this. I think it looks identical to this. They're still selling it for a Trac 2 razor blade. So I will link that below if you're interested in getting one. You can also find these on eBay. If you can find it for a good price, snap that up too. So thanks very much, Q Shun Ping. I hope I translated your name correctly. Really do appreciate it. Well, that wraps up another Monday morning mailbag. Thanks so much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below. Let me know. Check out all the wonderful artisan soap makers you see displayed on the bottom of the screen right now. They sell some terrific, terrific shave soap. They also offer some wonderful, wonderful shaving gear and accessories. Please Give them a look when you get a chance. I surely would appreciate it. Thanks very much. Also, check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/Mark080, where you'll find all the products I review in this channel, organized and categorized so you can find everything in a snap very easily. I'll leave you with this laugh. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Make it a great week.